Okay, greetings everybody. Welcome to Nevertheless Commentaries. I'm your host, Sipon Lovu, Sipon Sports, your favorite anchor on the net. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you. We are looking at the Sundowns versus Stade Malien. Namhlanje. Before I get into the game, I want to speak about the Stade Malien. They were so poor. They were so poor in such a way that I think they look like somebody just walked up to them this morning and told them, today, guys, we are going to South Africa to play Mamelodi Sundowns. So everybody grab your belongings. Make sure you do not forget your cogs because we need to get into the bus. In the next 2 hours, we are catching a plane to South Africa to play Mamelodi Sundowns because they look so out of place in that field. It doesn't look like they watched Mamelodi Sundowns and analyzed the opponent and actually came out with a strategy on how to stop Sundowns and how to possibly score a goal. If it may happen that they may score a goal. The only player that was actually playing, that I saw that this guy is playing here, was Traore, a goalkeeper, and also Majan, who was playing, I think was a number 6 for them. Those are the two players that I thought they were on the game. The rest of the team, it was a poor performance. Utiara, Simpara, the central pairing in the back, poor performance. Traore as their number 10, Unkeng, their striker, Koulibaly as their winger. Both Koulibaly's poor performance. Bad or poor performance. But on the other hand, the Sundowns was too good for Stade Malien. If you look at the lineup here, Miguel Cardoso, he won 4-2-3-1 with Modiba as a fullback and Nomotao, then he central pairing Kekan and Ondamane. Then in the middle, Adams, Mkwena and Santos. Santos is a beautiful game namhlanje, and I think technically I don't think he's matched so far. He fits into that number 10 role with the jersey number 10 Sundowns very well. He can play him a pass from all types of angles. It doesn't matter how awkward he stands, how awkward the ball is coming, he can find a pass, and a perfect pass wherever he wanted to go, it's going to go there. So he's very good technically. Nuno Santos, I think he's a gem. Sundowns found a really good player on that one. While speaking about the middle, because they were playing with a double pivot, but Tutebs was playing slightly ahead of Ujaden Adams. Ujaden Adams was playing more as a number 6 and I think he had a fantastic game. He was there in the build-up phase. He progressed the plays. He plays on our passes up, break my lines. And I thought he had a fantastic games until they take him out and put in Marcelo Allende, who took things a little bit notch up. It was very magnificent. So Sundowns was good. Actually, it was more than good compared to the Stade Malien. I don't see Stade Malien coming back from that 3-0 defeat. I heard the coaches, they can score 3 goals at home like Sundowns did when they were playing at home. But looking at the performance that they played today, there's no way that they're going to score maybe a single goal against Sundowns. If they put the same lineup, come up with the same strategy against the same Sundowns, playing at home this time, I don't see them scoring a goal against the Sundowns. They were so poor. And but to Coach Wabo believe somehow that at home they will score 3 goals. And there's one thing that I need to actually mention, the importance of VAR, because 2 times the referees got their decisions wrong. Ikolamo Tao first and also Ikolaga Ikram Reyners. Both those goals, the linemen were called it offside, but then the VAR correct their decisions and declared those 2 as goals. So was not of the VAR, this game could have turned out very differently, because should the Mutau goal was not counted, anything could have happened. Should have the goal for Ikarinas also wasn't counted, the game could have turned differently. While speaking about the goals, also Matthews up front, I think Matthews there's something that is missing in his game that can make him a complete player and a very dangerous player. Kulea Sundowns lineup. Now, if you look the introduction of Monapule Saleng, maybe Saleng is going to give Sundowns. That's been missing from Tashrik Matthews. But on the other hand, I think Monopoly Saleng need to turn it a little bit down. He is too much of a Buccaneer, Monopoly Saleng, too much of a Buccaneer. You could see even now with Sundowns, when he's introduced, he's a Buccaneer through and through. And I think you need to turn it down a little bit, just a notch, and then he will fit in like a glove. Everything will just fall into place. If Monopoly Saleng can turn things a little bit, a notch a little bit down on how he do things, because he no longer plays for the Pirates. He now plays for Sundowns, Shushan and Piano. Ipagania plays what Saleng plays right now, Sundowns. But Sundowns plays a different style of football. I think you need to turn it down a little bit. Then everything else will fall into place, and it's going to be a great addition to the Mamelodi Sundowns team. Also, while speaking about the great additions, only Brian Leol has been a good addition to the Sundowns teams. But when they take him out and put him, Ikram Renas also take the game up a little bit more. He look more dangerous than Brian Leol. So, in my opinion, I think Ikram Renas remains the best striker that they have, Mamelodi Sundowns. But also is a tight competition with Brian Leol. So if you look at the squad Sundowns, it's very, very balanced, because in every position there are two or more players who are as good as the one who's preferred for the first 11. Now, back to the game. First 15 minutes, this was a slow start. Mamelodi Sundowns, very, very slow start, and I was very, very disappointed, particularly with their final third. Ulion, Atasales, and Sashik Matthews. I think they were rushing things too much on the final third, I think for the first 25 to 30 minutes. And I was looking at this game and I was like, the way Stade Malien tightening a corner, congesting a corner in front of goal, this game need a player like Umshish. A Tembazwane can come in here and actually win you this game. But I'm a player at Sundowns, Santos Nosales particularly, and Modiba adjusted to the style that Stade Malien was actually proposing, especially in the back, because they were playing a low block, playing 5 at the back, 4 in front of that. They were only leaving Unkeng up front, who looked like a lost chicken whenever he tried to press Sundowns, because every time he tried to press, they played Williams, and when he peeled off to Williams, there was a space left behind where Jaden Adams was actually occupying the space to actually receive a ball from Jaden Adams, Ronan Williams and Thames, and then play those passes. So I think with that, Adams was very, very good. And the passes of Williams are very, very well timed. So he knows when to play them, how to play them. While I'm speaking about a player who knows when and where, Santos. Nuno Santos knows what to do, when to do that. Now back to the 30th minute towards the 45th minute. I think Santos Nosales adjusted to what Stade Malien was bringing into the field of play. And then they began to do what I thought they needed to do, because, as I said, the game needed Umshishi, because Umshishi sometimes has that extra pass. In that congested defense, reinforced defense, low block, you need a player that has an extra touch, so that when they are congested, an extra touch can create a space where there was none. So Santos Gonzalez began to do that, and then they cracked that defense open, and then they scored the goal. Not one time, they also created so many chances by just having an extra touch. An extra touch that helped created the space that wasn't there, but unfortunately they were not clinical in front of goal. There were so many opportunities for Matthews and also Umudao also, which Sundowns could have capitalized, but it wasn't the case. So all in all, performance in Sundowns, I think it began to show its dominance and also the intention on the second half, because from the first minute to the 30th minute, it was a slow start, rushing up in front of goal, and then a little bit of adjustment from Atasales and Nuno Santos, which got them the goal, and then the halftime. But when they came back from the halftime onto the second half, you could see now that they are playing with a purpose. They want to win this game, because I think Mikel Cardoso actually noticed what actually the players needed to do, and then when it was a team talk on the halftime, he actually drilled that into them, that they need to actually come back and win this game, because it's for them to grab, and that's what exactly they did in the second half. And the changes they made were very, very magnificent. They did not drop the game. Instead, they raised the standard of the game and make sure that the Sundowns actually annihilate Stade Malien. So also Renas came in and scored a goal. I think he was very, very fantastic. Saleng also came in fantastic. Ayende, I think Ayende is something else. There's this pass, the Pesha, the Black Americans call it a no-look pass. There's this pass that I shy, and then actually Ikram Renas in front of goal. I think the defense there did a good job into actually making sure that they stay tight to Ikram Renas, and then the goalkeeper was weak enough to actually grab that ball before anything happened. So all in all, congratulations to Sandawana. I think they are one leg into the semi-final because I do not see Stade Malien coming back from this one. And before we Vale, I want to also emphasize the point of VAR. VAR is very, very important from the beginning of this competition in CAF Champions League, because the introduction of the VAR from the onset, from the get-go, see us looking at a team like this on the quarterfinals. Stade Malien, the teams that you do not know how they get here. Now they are being exposed because they cannot bring it. They cannot bring the competition, the level of competition that is needed, the level of competitiveness that is needed in the quarterfinal, fighting to go to the semi-final. So I think the introduction of the VAR, if it can happen on the onset, it will prevent such things, such teams to mysteriously find themselves in the quarterfinals, and then they bring out a poor performance like this, because they came into the stadium like they never even look at how Sundowns play their ball and how they are going to stop them and how they can possibly hurt the Sundowns. Hence I'm saying I don't see them scoring a goal even at home. I see Sundowns going there and score even more goals away, making it to the semi-final. Congratulations to Kaboyelo. You guys deserve it. You were so good than Stade Malien. Kaboyelo. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow after Kemi Pagania. This is Nevertheless Commentaries. My name is Sipon Lovu, Sipon Sports Favorite Uncle Net. I'm saying peace. A pronto, Pia Seri.